And if you use a chart like a 5, we can see the rotations a little bit more clearly with some indicators that are helping us see the press still squeezing down to that 12 test. And I had said make sure by 2:30, the latest, even if it goes without you, you want to start to think defensively at this point. And this is just obviously hit and run type trading. You get to the end of the run for our targets. And keep an eye on the red line because that will be the next one to press. And then obviously when the boys play games, you could get a run, especially at the end of the day, that goes right through. These lines are guides. They're meant to be a guide. And you can see how sometimes they will adhere to them and then push and then come through. So we can't just use moving averages, but they are helpful. And there's a 5-minute chart, RTH. Here's our 30 Globex, and we can just see this push from earlier. Right in here. So this is a double. You've got doubles take some time to break usually. So we get close to it, and you want to make sure that you've got the lion's share of your work done. And then sometimes you'll get fooled. You know, it'll run right through it, and you'll jump back in or whatever. But I still say you want to be conservative. You got a point left, right? Between 12 and a quarter to 11 and a quarter, where we said make sure you're done. So risk and reward, 1 point this way or 3 the other way. It's the way bots are going to look at it, and we should too. Yeah, nice call, Zeek. So we've come down and we've tested, you know, almost the entire length of this bar. But you can see how the hard, fast run was done, and then, you know, what was done fast is now turned into a Chopfest, and rightfully so. See, that was a great call you made. And you said that it would go because you you had to take off, right? I remember you saying that. Yeah, it happens. You can't be here all the time. Nobody gets all of the trades in a day. Even if you're sitting here the whole time, you won't get them all. But you keep your head in the game and you come back and say, okay, what's support? What's resistance? You know? Yeah, so that's our 5. You know, like right now, we know that support. We know this is resistance, and this is where we're trading right now. That's the aggressive right here. Right? These traders got caught, had a retest, 1, 2, and not this time. Last time it triggered, third time through. Not this time. Came back through it. Oh, we're going to go again. Nope, no way. Now all these traders up here are trapped. And that's causing the push south side right now. Anybody who bought said, it'll bounce back. There's a really good day. They're waiting. They got margin calls coming, perhaps. They bought up here and didn't do anything about it and just said, hey, let's let the boys help me out here. Not yet. And on this chart, we can clearly see the box that we are in. No question about it. We bumped into the top of that box. We've come all the way back down. Have refused to come through it. But we know that this is the primary box that these OTF traders are trading right now in the last few days. You can see it. That's quite a big tail that's been eaten up. Thank you, Zeek. So Larry Kudlow, you think his announcement may have had something to do with it? Probably. A reminder, paid by 20. If you are long side, doesn't mean we can't go higher, but just reacting to some of the things that we're looking at. I think good fortune above 20 right now. And this was the chart that I'm looking at to advise you that, because normally you're going to go green and red and then the blue, obviously. So the red line needs to keep pressing down. If not, we get above it, then the blue line is next. And once we get to the end of the day, and we know that especially in the middle, these things can go all over. But usually they're going to be pretty helpful. This is what we call the wrecking ball trade, when we get above it and then we come back down and start to repeat again below it. So as long as we are underneath green, red, blue, magenta in that order especially, we have the wrecking ball trade, and then we'll get a snap usually to come back and test. And they took advantage of that this morning, the slope above the blue line, and jacked it, and then the dump. And we never know until hindsight, but certainly we knew yesterday that this would be coming into play, the rain line. Been very, very choppy since that fast move. If you get in the trade when it's moving and you get out anywhere close to your target, usually that will be the best part of the trade. It won't be another extension. And remember, we looked at this chart this morning and I said, looks to me like this, you better make sure you are paid. We put this line on. I said right here, this looks to me like need to get above that. If you want more, good luck. This was the right place to take it off. And then we get the failure, retest failure, and then the knife all the way back down. So remember that, what we looked at earlier today, and the reason why, where that came from. And you can see how this red line has now taken its turn to push, right? Starting to exert its influence coming down, green, red, blue. Said make sure you are paid by 20 if you were long. And our target zone that we talked about. Now, if you're messing around down here, it's one thing to sit there and hope, but if it starts to bleed back, you can take it off and then you take another shot at it. You have much better odds on that push to 20 to then try another re-entry. That's what I mean by hit and run. And this trade may not have worked. Could be it didn't, but we tried to show by lining up with that moving average why we thought that might be a good place for aggressive resistance. I rest my case. Scene of the crime is being tackled. No worries. And the 11.25 test. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a method to our system. Zeke and I have been doing this for years together. And what you're seeing now is a new and improved version with automation with the things we've been doing for years. 11.25. Bingo. Stops down. Anybody here? Bingo. Goal of the boys was to test and break that stop if they could. Anything below 11.25 is good fortune. And once again, wanted to show that we were marrying not just about, these type of charts, but we were marrying the idea of this moving average exerting its influence to come south side. Great trade. You get below 11.25, good fortune. And the angel is at 7.25. What time is it? Almost 3 o'clock. Anybody that is short, a quick reminder. Had a great day in a reversal day. If you are a day trader, you should be thinking of protecting your profits. Any re-entries this afternoon? Lock profits by the 11.25, trailers only below it. And I would not add anything new down here. Mission accomplished. And those of you want to try a buy side, use a 2-point stop. And be very cautious about thinking that you're going to get a flyer because there's no angel yet. Just time and price. We should be getting to the point now where the big target was hit. Zeek said he'd like to see a new low for the day. That's still possible, I suppose. I would be surprised to see that, but I'm always surprised. 7.25 is the angel. And usually when we get a reversal, you like to make sure you get paid, and you don't necessarily have to play the trade going back the other side. Just go sideline, and a reminder, this is about risk and reward. And give back 8 points to make 2 more. And traders with profits are allowed to take the next snap if they want. But you don't have to. You can just go sidelines. And if your stop's not hit, then just bring it down till it is, or capture. And the angel is born to test the demon, and the demon is born to test the angel. What a strange day, huh? This formation, the squeeze up, undermines it, goodbye. And then we've got the squeeze coming back the other way. That's like a 40-point trade, guys. So make sure you're paid. Somebody's going to want profits. And I hope it's you. I hope you're the one that's taking profits and saying, you know what? I got a nice piece, nice slice of this.